The other day I said I could rank some games on the attachment sensitivity scale if I got suggestions. And I was thinking I might get a handful or so, but I got a little more than that. So I made a wheel to make the selection as fair as possible. For new people, I made this scale to quantify the potential of emotional attachment for games. Check out my emotional attachment short for more info. Anyway, I'm going to be scoring each of these categories per game, which will make up the final score on the scale. Just a quick note, due to the nature of the scale, most scores will fall between 1.5 and 8.5, so don't be angry if your favorite game doesn't get a 10, but anyway, let's spin. Undertale, a childhood classic. It has many characters who experience emotional growth throughout the game with multiple emotional endings. That's an easy 10 for both. The environment is a connected world with distinct audiovisual areas. It's worth a 9. Sense of achievement the game creates depends mostly on your route, but because a genocide route exists, a 7 seems fitting. The average player takes about 20 hours to complete all 3 basic routes, a 5 for investment. Although Undertale is an offline game, it gets a 3 on social interactions for its large community. For projectability, we can consider the fourth wall sometimes breaking throughout the game, giving it a 9. All of this gives Undertale an amazingly high score of 8.2. Next up we got Forza Horizon 4, a racing game. That's a way to create some contrast. All characters are basically complex NPCs, but do have consistent roles, a 4. There's really a main story, but story missions with a simple narrative do exist, a 3. The game does have great environments, although they only have a visual functional identity, a 6. The game itself is quite accessible, but some challenges are mild in difficulty, a 6 for achievements. The average player takes more than 100 hours to complete everything in the game, deserve 9 for investment. The game has optional online multiplayer, but encourages it with events and rewards, a 7 for social interactions. The game doesn't really allow for much projection, but does allow you to customize your character. For that, it gains a 4. And so, Forza Horizon 4 gains a score of 5.1. Not too shabby for a racing game. Finally, our last spin. Changed, a fun and intriguing puzzle game, if you don't mind the writer's barely disguised fetish. Although the cast of characters is small, Puro carries this category with his emotional growth. I think a 9 fits. The game also has multiple emotional endings, earning it a solid 10. The lab is a cool and connected environment with very distinct audiovisual areas, a 9. Change has some very hard puzzles and sections, but nothing unfair. A couple of tries should do the trick, a 7 for achievements. The game is a bit short, allowing for around 10 hours of meaningful gameplay, a 4 for investment. As an offline game with a medium-sized community, a 2 for social interactions. For projectability, you can control the human to make some pretty meaningful decisions leading into the endings, an 8. And with that, Change gains a score of 7.65, a pretty high-end score. And there you go. This is the final result. Hope that was interesting enough. If there's a lot of demand, I might make a part 2, but as you might know,